What's up, and blessed be witches? It's Luna the Zen Witch here, with a slight sidestep in my unboxing. This I hadn't really considered part of the collection for a while, but I do now. And I have also had viewers ask me on some of my live streams to talk a little bit about my Buddhist practice. So I'm going to, and I'm going to do it through unboxing the Compassion Box, book, CD, and card deck by Pema Chodron. One of the reasons I don't talk a lot about my Buddhist practice is because I feel sort of invalid. And I mean, this is a personal problem, no doubt about it. But I am not a Buddhist teacher. I'm not an initiate. I'm a practitioner. So I'm going to claim me talking about this is me claiming just the validity of my practice and imparting to you my experience with this, not in any way expertise about Buddhist teachings, but just my understanding, my practice. So that's how I'm doing this. And, you know, in witchcraft, there isn't this incredible lineage tradition. There are lineage traditions, none of which go back very far, unless you are from old Europe and your family's hid, like Z Budapest did. But with Buddhism, there's this strong lineage tradition. And when you are in that lineage, there are a lot of constraints and a lot of karmic repercussions if you do not follow the certain specifics of it. But my teacher, Premadasara, also told me that there is, in Buddhism, the women's tradition is known as the direct lineage, which means women receive wisdom directly from spirit, not through a human lineage. So, okay. So I claim validity here, and I'm going to show you a little bit about my practice. Pema Chodron is one of my very favorite authors. She, I think, is still the head of Gampo Abbey up in Nova Scotia. She stepped down because Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, who is the founder of Shambala in Colorado, and she was a disciple of his. His son did some shit over the last year or so. And she was not happy with the way that was handled, and he wasn't held accountable, and she stepped down as head of Gampo Abbey, but I think she's back in that position again. I don't really know. At any rate, Pema Chodron is fabulous. Powerful practices from the Buddhist tradition for cultivating wisdom, fearlessness, and compassion. For many centuries, Tibetan Buddhists have employed a collection of pithy, penetrating slogans to help them develop equanimity, intelligence, and compassion amid the turbulence of daily life. This boxed set presents all the tools needed to learn and apply this transformative spiritual practice called lojong in Tibetan. The Compassion Box features a set of finely produced cards presenting 59 powerful maxims, including always maintain only a joyful mind, don't be so predictable, and be grateful to everyone. The cards can be displayed in the work or home environment for guidance and inspiration throughout the day. On the reverse side of each card, Pema Chodron offers fresh and inspiring comments on how to understand and apply the maxims. The slogans themselves have been artfully translated from the Tibetan by the Nalanda Translation Committee under the direction of the renowned Tibetan meditation master Chogyam Trungpa. That was her teacher. Pema Chodron is an American Buddhist nun and one of the foremost students of Chogyam Trungpa, the revered Tibetan master. She is a resident teacher at Gampo Abbey, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, the first Tibetan monastery in North America established for Westerners. She is the author of 5 books, including the best-selling When Things Fall Apart and The Places That Scare You. Both of those are bathroom books for me. I read from them every day. When Things Fall Apart, everybody should own a copy of that book. Period, hands down, done. It doesn't matter what religion you are, what belief system you're in. Buddhism is about mind training. Buddhism is about looking at how your brain, what the nature of the human condition is and what our brain does and how it contributes to our suffering and what we can do about that. All right. So the Compassion Box has these lojong slogans, but I include it in the collection because it can be used as a divinatory tool. It can be used that way. You can look for guidance in this, this random kind of synchronistic way, the way you do with a tarot deck. There's the little CD or the DVD up there. This is a copy of Start Where You Are. Another great book that is well worth having on its own. You see, I got little things. So this by itself is a book that you can read and get a great deal out of. It is included in this set. Then we have this thing about the lojong cards, training in loving kindness and compassion. So method 1, each morning pick a card at random from the stack, read a commentary on that slogan. I've offered comments on the reverse side where you can find additional commentary and start where you are, or you can find additional commentary in Start Where You Are. Use the index of slogans at the end of the book to find the commentary on your slogan. Several other useful commentaries on the lojong teachings are also available, including Training the Mind and Cultivating Loving Kindness by Chogyam Trungpa. Try to live by the meaning of that slogan throughout your day. You might find it helpful to display the day's slogan in your home or workplace using the enclosed card stand. Sometimes I forget the slogan I've selected for the day, only to be reminded of its message when I come home at night. Usually, however, if something challenging arises, the slogan of the day, or perhaps a different one altogether, will come to mind and provide me with valuable on-the-spot instruction. The slogans always introduce me to a bigger perspective, and I begin to gain confidence that I can use them to become less reactive and see things more clearly throughout my life. Even the most difficult of situations have become more and more workable. I hope that slogan practice will help you as it has helped me to transform all circumstances into the path of enlightenment. So, there's a little stand that you can set the card on where you can see it throughout the day, so that's kind of nice. We're going to go through these quickly because there's a lot of them, and then we're going to pick one. And another reason that I sort of stepped into bringing this deck is because we have a profound lack of compassion these days. And, I just put up a video on the fortune teller game, and I talked about not really having compassion for the people that have recently been diagnosed with COVID, who have been denying it and put so many people in danger and, caused so much loss of life. And so this is for me, this is because I need to generate compassion. And I do have a detached compassion because these people that are the worst for the rest of us, these people that act in dangerous and damaging ways, are suffering. They themselves are suffering. That's the reason they're doing such hateful things, is because they can't get past their own suffering. They are so tangled in their own suffering. So if you can get to the point of compassion of saying, I am so sorry that you're suffering that badly, that you're making other people suffer, So this is to generate more compassion and some compassion around the situation, and asking that the situation, one of the things in Tibetan Buddhism is they talk about every single, no good, no bad, every single situation, every single circumstance is an opportunity to practice, is an opportunity to move towards enlightenment. So anytime you are in a struggle, if you're freaking out in your own mind and you're spewing hatred, there's an opportunity to look at what your mind is doing and why. When somebody else is doing the spewing, it's an opportunity to look at how can I find compassion in myself for this person who's doing these awful things, So it's all opportunities to look at ourselves and say, how can I become a more skillful, better human being, more capable of compassion? How can I bring enlightened activity to this moment? Enlightened activity, wisdom, compassion, and power. So the skill to bring enlightenment and move things forward. Okay, let's take a look at the cards. First, train in the preliminaries. So on the back, you're going to get a lot of commentary. So the preliminaries, and I'll read the back of this one, but I'm not going to do this for everyone. The preliminaries are also known as the 4 reminders. In your daily life, try to 1. Maintain an awareness of the preciousness of human life. So this is the 4 immeasurables, I believe they call them, or the 4 preliminaries. So why do we practice? Because I have a human lifetime. I've been born as a human being. I can think, I can reason, I can make choices. This is an opportunity not to waste. I have an opportunity in a human lifetime to clear karma, where I might not have as much of an opportunity there if I were, say, an insect, if you believe in transmigration. Okay. 2, be aware of the reality that life ends. Death comes for everyone. So not only do I have this precious life and opportunity to grow myself as a spirit, but I'm going to die and I don't know when, so I need to get busy. Number 3, recall that whatever you do, whether virtuous or not, has a result. What goes around comes around. There's no getting away from karma. Everything you do has a karmic reaction to it. So everything you do has a result, good or bad. And 4, contemplate as long as you are too focused on self-importance and too caught up in thinking about how you are good or bad, you will suffer. You will suffer to the degree that you're focused on self-judgment or focused on self-importance. What is that but ego absorption? So to the extent that you are absorbed in your ego and caught up in judgment, that's the extent to which you will suffer. Obsessing about getting what you want and avoiding what you don't want does not result in happiness. That's attachment and aversion. Okay. So you see one card, so much information. Regard all dharmas as dreams. Whatever you experience in your life, pain, pleasure, heat, cold, or anything else, is like something happening in a dream. Although they may seem solid, they're like passing memory. Things shift and change. The nature of life is it's always shifting and changing. Even your ego identity, even what you feel is a solid identity, is changing from moment to moment. One moment you're angry, the next moment you're at a loss, then you're really happy. Are you all of those things? Are you any of those things? Is that your identity? So, talking about regarding everything as just a passing dream, and this is to not latch on to something and try to lock it in as reality. All right. Plus, most of what's happening to us in our experience is our reaction to that experience and our interpretation of that experience. And we tend to think that that's reality, but it's not. It's just our interpretation. Okay. Examine the nature of unborn awareness. Look at your mind as just simple awareness itself. It doesn't mean to analyze. Just our mind is constantly shifting and changing. Just look at that. Just look at that. That's all. Self-liberate even the antidote. Do not hang on to anything, even the realization that there's nothing solid to hold on to. Don't even hold on to that. Rest in the nature of alaya, the essence. There's a resting place, a starting place you can always return to. You can bring your mind back to that and rest there in present, unbiased awareness. Okay, now I'm just going to go through, like I said I was going to. In post-meditation, be a child of illusion. Sending and taking should be practiced alternately. These two should ride the breath. That is all about oh my God, it just went out of my mind. All I'm thinking of is lojong now. It'll come back. Okay, 3 objects, 3 poisons, 3 seeds of virtue. 3 objects are friends, enemies, and neutrals. 3 poisons are craving, aversion, and indifference. And the 3 seeds of virtue, compassion. All right, wait a minute. When you feel aggression or difference, you do the same. In this way, what usually causes suffering becomes a seed of compassion and loving kindness, a seed of virtue. Okay, so those things can become seeds of virtue then when you become aware of them. In all activities, train with slogans. Begin the sequence of sending and taking with yourself. Oh my God, it's just going to drive me nuts now. Loving compassion, the practice of Tonglen, that's it, Tonglen. Okay. The practice of Tonglen is transforming energy in yourself for the sake of everybody else. Sending and taking, okay, is what it's called. Begin the sequence of sending and taking with yourself. When the world is filled with evil, transform all mishaps into the path of Bodhi. Whatever problem occurred in your life, instead of reacting to them, you can transform them. So they can be opportunities to wake yourself up to the fact that all human beings suffer in the way you're suffering currently, and to open your compassionate heart about that. This sucks, man. This sucks. If it sucks for me, it sucks for everybody, and I'm so sorry that we all have to go through this. And I am willing to feel this in order to transform it for the sake of everyone that feels this. That's Tonglen in a nutshell. Drive all blames into one. Be grateful to everyone. Seeing confusion as the four kayas is unsurpassable shunyata protection. Not going to go into these, just going to read through and then we'll pick one. 4 practices are the best of methods. Whatever you meet unexpectedly, join with meditation. So respond with meditation. Practice the 5 strengths, the condensed heart instructions. The Mahayana instructions for ejection of consciousness at death is the 5 strengths. How you conduct yourself is important. A lot of Buddhism, particularly Tibetan Buddhism, is all about training how to die a good death so that you can have a good rebirth. All Dharma agrees at one point. Of the 2 witnesses, hold the principal one. The 2 witnesses of what you do are others and yourself. Of these 2, you are the only one who really knows exactly what's going on. So work with seeing yourself with compassion, but without any self-deception. Always maintain only a joyful mind. If you can practice even when distracted, you are well trained. This is it. If meditation is great when the phone never rings and everything's comfortable and I'm not in pain and I'm not interrupted and it was blissful and I floated away. That's not the point of meditation. When you can find calm, the point of meditation is to practice in feeling centered and present so that when the shit hits the fan, you can get to that place. So if you can practice even when distracted, you are well trained. Always abide by the 3 basic principles. Change your attitude, but remain natural. Don't talk about injured limbs. Don't try to build yourself up by talking about other people's defects. Oh, don't ponder others. Work with the greatest defilements first. Abandon any hope of fruition. The key instruction is to stay present. Don't get caught up in the hopes of what you'll achieve and how good your situation will be someday in the future. What you do right now is what matters because it's the only time you have. It's the only time that exists. Abandon poisonous food. Don't be so predictable. And I think this is talking about self-centeredness, and they're talking about ideas more than actual food, but I heard that. Don't be so predictable. Don't malign others. Don't wait in ambush. Don't bring things to a painful point. Don't transfer the ox's load to the cow. Don't try to be the fastest. Don't act with a twist. Don't make gods into demons. Don't seek others' pain as the limbs of your own happiness. Ouchie, ouchie. All activities should be done with one intention. Take the attitude of wanting it to directly or indirectly to benefit others. To bring benefit is the main intention. That is the bodhicitta vow. As I will work to bring benefit to all. Correct all wrong things with one intention. 2 activities, one at the beginning, one at the end. Whichever of the 2 occurs, be patient. Observe these 2 even at the risk of your life. Train in the 3 difficulties. The 3 difficulties. 1, to recognize your neurosis as neurosis. 2, then not to do the habitual thing, but to do something different to interrupt the neurotic habit. And 3, to make this practice a way of life. So to recognize what's fucked up, to catch yourself when you're doing something fucked up, and to do it for the rest of your life. Those are the 3 difficulties. Take on the 3 principal causes. A qualified teacher, a mind that turns toward awakening and supportive circumstances. Pay heed to the 3 that never wane. Keep the 3 inseparable. Train without bias in all areas. It is crucial always to do this pervasively and wholeheartedly. Always meditate on whatever provokes resentment. Oh, baby, you want to get on the fast track? Do it. And do it by saying, okay, I really resent what this person just did. It's making me so pissed off and angry. Hold up that mirror and say, how am I like this? How do I do this to other people? And you will experience enlightenment. You will experience a moment of awareness, I hope. Don't be swayed by external circumstances. This time, practice the main points. Don't misinterpret. Don't vacillate. Train wholeheartedly. Liberate yourself by examining and analyzing. Don't wallow in self-pity. Don't be jealous. Don't be frivolous. Don't expect applause. And that's the end. Okay. Tonglen. And it was right on the back there. I could have just looked it up. This instruction for a meditation practice called Tonglen. In this practice, you send out happiness to others and you take in any suffering that others feel. You take in with a sense of openness and compassion, and you send out in the same spirit. People need help with this practice. With this practice, we extend ourselves to them. So here's how you really start. You start in the moment that you're suffering. You're experiencing something that you want to get away from. I have a bad feeling. I'm anxious. I'm angry. I'm sad. Oh, fuck. This sucks. That's the moment where you sit down to practice Tonglen. And the first thing that you do is you pull that feeling in its totality. I am going to feel it in my body. All right, I'm scared. I'm feeling a heaviness and a tightness in my chest. My stomach is in knots. My shoulders are bunched up. My breath is shallow. This really sucks. My heart is pounding. Okay, here's how it feels in my body. Come on, bring it. Show me everything you got. I'm going to feel it fully. And then as you feel it and you breathe it in, heavy, dark, ugh, this really sucks. And then as you breathe out, because you have brought it in fully, you can breathe it out and watch it just go poof. So you imagine as you breathe out that it is just shattering like glass. It is expanding and dissipating. And then as you breathe out, as you do it again and you feel it, and it's like, okay, as a human being, I'm feeling this, and every other human being experiences this too. That opens your compassionate heart. I am so sad that humans have to suffer this way, and we all suffer together. So again, you immediately get the benefit of knowing I'm not alone in this. And then when you do it again and you breathe it all in, I am willing to breathe in this feeling and take in others' suffering in order to benefit them. I am in this place of I'm going to work through this for the benefit of humankind. So you breathe it in and feel it, and then when it dissipates, I am processing and dissipating this energy for all humans. I am dispelling this energy for the benefit of all humans. And then that's what elevates your practice, is now I am working for all of humanity, for the sake of the planet and all sentient beings. Okay. So let's see if we might shuffle these. Not really. Not really. All right. I'm going to nope, not really. Let's just do it this way. Okay. So I ask ancestors, allies, I ask Tara, the mother of the Buddhas, whose practice I do every morning. That is my Tara Puja in the morning. I'll do a video on that. So I ask you to come and be present. Humanity is suffering right now. I offer you incense and water and light and breath. I offer this to you. Please bring us some wisdom. Please bring me the wisdom of what my viewers need to know today, not only to deal with their own suffering, but to begin to bring benefit to themselves, to their families, to all of humanity. What do my viewers need to know today? What is the best message for them? I'm hearing shuffle one more time and then cut. Shuffle one more time. I thank you for this message now. And we are going to cut. Okay. Whoa. All right. Whichever of the two occurs, be patient is the card I've got here. Whatever happens in your life, joyful or painful, do not be swept away by reactivity. Be patient with yourself and don't lose your sense of perspective. All right, this is number 42. We're going to look in the back and get a little bit more commentary here. Okay, she doesn't give the numbers of them. Whichever of the two occurs, be patient. Where are you? Okay. 208, and they don't even go in order. Oh, she's got them in alphabetical order. I guess that makes it just as easy. All right. Oops. Come. All right. Today's slogans are instructions on how to communicate from the heart. The emphasis is on how to keep one's heart open for the juiciness and richness of the big squeeze. That's life. One of the slogans is, whichever of the two occurs, be patient. Whether it is glorious or wretched, delightful or hateful, be patient. Patience means allowing things to unfold at their own speed rather than jumping in with your habitual response to either pain or pleasure. The real happiness that underlies both gloriousness and wretchedness often gets short-circuited by our jumping too fast into the same habitual pattern. Patience is not learned in safety. It is not learned when everything is harmonious and going well. When everything is smooth sailing, who needs patience? If you stay in your room with the door locked and the curtains drawn, everything may seem harmonious. But the minute anything doesn't go your way, you blow up. There is no cultivation of patience when your pattern is just to try to seek harmony and smooth everything out. Patience implies willingness to be alive rather than trying to seek harmony. Be in it, the willingness to be in life rather than run away from it. A hermit well known for his austerity, here comes a story, she has great stories, had been practicing in a cave for 20 years. An unconventional teacher named Patrul Rinpoche showed up at the cave, and the hermit humbly and sweetly welcomed him in. Patrul Rinpoche said, "Tell me, what have you been doing here?" "I've been practicing the perfection of patience," the hermit answered. Putting his face very close to the hermit's face, Patrul Rinpoche said, "But a pair of old scoundrels like us, we don't care anything about patience, really. We only do this to get everyone's admiration, right? We just do this to get people to think we're big shots, don't we?" And the hermit started getting irritated. But Patrul Rinpoche wouldn't stop. He just kept laughing and patting him on the back and saying, "Yeah, we sure know how to dupe people, don't we? We really know. I'll bet they bring you a lot of gifts, don't they?" At this point, the hermit stood up and screamed, "Why did you come here? Why are you tormenting me? Go away and leave me in peace." And then the Rinpoche said, "So now, where is your perfection of patience?" So that's the point. We can create the ideal situation in which we have a very high opinion of ourselves, but how do we do when it comes to the big squeeze? So one of the things that went through my mind with this is that when we have events happen like they're happening politically, and then we go to the talk shows where instead of patience and going, okay, how's this going to unfold? I'm going to wait to see what happens. Just let's wait and see what happens. It's pundits, this could happen, and chewing and talking about it, and it generates all of this feeling. So we do that in our own lives. Something happens, and rather than going, okay, I'm not sure what's going to be the outcome of this, I'll wait and see, and waiting in patience, we sit and go, holy shit, now this is going to happen, and I really want this to. So we're pushing the river, or we're pulling back on it, and we're constantly trying to push it or pull it to make it happen faster or make it stop, rather than just being in this moment and going and being calm and going, okay, things are going to unfold. What is my choice here? This doesn't mean that it's inactivity and just wait. Life isn't just waiting to see what's going to happen, right? This is being calm so that you can recognize what action is in front of you that needs to be taken. When you're present, you can identify the action that needs to be taken. When you're not present, when you're running off after what could happen, you are too busy reacting to that, the things that haven't happened, to actually say, I have a choice about this that I can make in this moment. What choice would I like to make? What's the enlightened choice here? So this is the call to try not to be so reactive to things. It's also better for your own system, folks, right? You know, you're not making your heart pound by looking at the news all the time. So this is an incredible set. If you are interested at all in Tibetan Buddhism, I will point you straight to Pema Chodron, because she's a master and she's amazing and so very comforting in knowing that she falls prey to all these human things as well. I mean, she rats herself out all the time in her books and talks about, you know, times when she did shit that was stupid and, you know, when she wasn't behaving as if she were enlightened, because we're all getting there, right? We're all getting there. So I will bring other videos about my specific Buddhist practice because you're interested in them. But I encourage everyone, no matter what your belief system is, to check in if this feels interesting and intriguing to you at all. If it feels like a relief to you, if it feels like good news to you, check this out. It certainly is a way to be grounded in the moment. It's not going to solve your problems, but it's going to solve your habits. It's going to help you solve the human habits that we have that just make us suffer needlessly. So I encourage you to do some research, to at least grab a copy of Start Where You Are or When Things Fall Apart, and do some reading. Let me know what you thought of this. Let me know if you do Buddhist practice, or what your take on Tibetan Buddhism is. I will be here for another unboxing tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after, and a live stream on Wednesday nights. If you want to buy me a deck, I will do a reading for you. Please do that. It's so exciting to get decks. And when I'm getting gift decks now, I'm going to actually unbox the package, and do a true unboxing for you. So that's kind of exciting, I think. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Please rest. Please be safe. Please vote. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, this is the Zen Witch. Blessed be everybody.